Hi again, YouTubers. So this is my Face of the Month video. I can't believe this month is already here. There is one item in here I think that is new that you guys have not yet seen in a haul video. I think I'm going to need to switch and do my haul videos before I do my Face of the Month, because a lot of times I get things throughout the month and I'm using them. So I think that might be smartest. Yeah, I'm going to apologize. You will hear the puppy throughout it. He is in here with me. I'll show him to you guys now. If you haven't seen him already, this is Scotch. He is a blue French bulldog. He has blue, hi Bubba. He has blue eyes and his ears are not quite yet up. They will go up on their own. They don't get done. Sometimes I can make them go up. They go up on their own. They're like, that's funny. They're like 3/4 of the way up right now. So this is Scotch, and you might be hearing him playing throughout the video. It's kind of funny because his ears started all the way down, then they went halfway up, and now they're kind of like this, and next they'll be like this. But they're up some days. It's kind of funny, but he is just amazing. We love him. He's so great. So I wanted to show him to you guys because people in my vlogs get to see him, but you guys haven't. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and let's get started. Well, good morning. So let's get started. First, I should probably pin back my hair. I didn't even think of that part. I'll just clip this part out of my face a little bit. Alrighty, so let's see here. First thing I have been starting with is the Marc Jacobs, and this is the Coconut Primer. It's the Undercover Primer. I have a review. I might be already putting it up. And I just kind of like tap it on my face. I've really been enjoying this. Like all over. It just really smooths the application nicely. And then I make sure and get it around the areas that get the driest for me at this time of year. Then, as always, my Tarte CC corrector. Can't live without it, in the color light medium. I go right under the eyes and on top of the eyes, because I find that that helps right there cancel out any darkness that comes from, you know, mascaras, leftover, anything. Like, you can see the difference between those two eyes, and I'll actually just go one step further and just put this one under my eye and show you. You see that? Then watch, okay? And I bring it up and around. You don't need much of this at all. Make sure to really blend it in good and make sure you don't have any fine lines left from it. Next thing I have been using is the Dior AirFlash Foundation. Dior Skin AirFlash Foundation. I have the color number 200 and 300. 200 is perfect for winter. 300 is perfect when I have self-tanner on, like right now. I went yesterday for spray tan, so I'm going to use 300. I use this Sedona Lace FB07 brush. It's a flat top kabuki. It just works the best. I've tried a lot of my flat top kabukis, and this one just is the best one. And the reason I have been enjoying this foundation so much right now, I just go lightly over the eye too, is because of the fact that I have been using, if you follow, I guess it was in my haul video, and actually my favorites for 2015, things like that. I have actually been using a new skincare, Abaji skincare, which has a higher dosage of retin-A to it. And so with that, my skin in some areas gets a little bit dry, which I am normally combination oily skin, but like around here, and a little bit around my nose where you saw me adding that extra primer, that is, this makes it much easier because I feel like I'm not like dragging it as much as I would a more cream or liquid one. It just really makes it easier because you just tap it on. And I'm sure I could do that with a cream or liquid, but I find with this Dior AirFlash, it just gives like amazing coverage, amazing finish. I mean, look at it. Right now it's very flat, but it is just gorgeous. And I've been finding with this, I don't need as many powders and things like that to set it, which is really, really nice. Next thing I have been using, whoa, almost dropped it, the NARS Pro Prime Primer. I just put a dash of this on each eye. So yeah, so I have been using the Obagi since the beginning of December, give or take. And I like my skin, I did not think there would be that big of a difference. I have a lot of sunspots. I should have probably shown you before I did this, but I had some sunspots here and here. And you can see how much they've faded. And actually, those are the areas that sometimes get a little like peely, I guess, because that is where they're actually lifting, like the sunspots. And it's really quite cool. So let's see here. On to brows. Benefit Gimme Brow. I've been doing my brows a little bit differently this month. So what I've been doing, oops, got a piece of hair here, is I've been using the Gimme Brow, and I don't go in to the very front of my brows. I go up to the arch and then down through here. And I kind of try to like lift it up to give it a good arch versus brushing it straight. I used to just brush it straight. Now I kind of lift it up a little bit. I do the same thing with the other side. Just to get, I don't know, it's been just giving me like a better arch right now. I don't particularly know why that is. Like, there's not one set thing. It just has been doing better. Then I go back in, this Benefit Gimme Brow is at the end of its life. I go back in to the front, and I don't make it quite as heavy as I used to. I leave it a little bit lighter, if you can see that difference. I think it makes a difference. I don't know. You guys tell me. I feel like this brow, though, I do have to go a little bit heavier because this hairs are a little bit sparser on this one. And I've been adding my Latisse to here to try and help with this one, but you can see the difference in those two. Then I tend to go in with my Anastasia Brow Wiz in the color Soft Brown and I kind of even out that bottom, so the bottom is more straight, but the top is more like loose looking or not so drawn on looking. But this one I kind of have to fill in just a little bit to make it look a little bit more even. All right, next thing, I have been doing a hodgepodge of shadows, and when I say a hodgepodge of shadows, I have this this palette. There's a lash stuck to it, piece of a corner lash, that is just, it's just a mixture of things. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to it. The Sephora Pro, sorry, wiping me off right now, 19 brush, and I tend to use this color right here. It is a Laura Mercier Baroque, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is. Oops, sorry. So it's this one right here. I've been using this. Go in, and I just use this in the crease kind of lately. It doesn't matter if it goes on the lid any. Just kind of like doing it messy. Nothing neat, nothing to worry about. Like, just really just kind of sloppy, messy. It's warm and it's pretty and it works with any eye look. It's kind of like a step up from MAC Soft Brown, if that makes sense. I have been going in with the Sephora Pro 14, which is a flat shader brush. You hear scotch. And I kind of been doing one of two things. I've either been using, if I feel like a more rosy look, this Bobbi Brown, let me see if the name's on this, has a magnet over it, darn it, I can't read it. Whoa, I'll see if I can figure out what that name is. Or I use the Urban Decay Easy Baked, which is right here. And sometimes I do a little bit of both, so I'm going to kind of do both today. I'll go in with the Bobbi Brown first on the lid. You can see that right there. Same thing on this side. And then I flip the brush over and go in with a little bit of that Easy Bake to just lighten it up slightly, but it still gives you that pinkish tone to it underneath. Okay, I go back in with a clean, fluffy brush. I've been using the Hourglass number 4 brush, and I just kind of blend in, make sure that that crease is blended out, and none of that shadow I just applied is really sitting on there too harshly for a really kind of blown out look. I can hear him playing with the toy and barking at the toy. That's pretty funny. Then I use the Sephora Pro 15, which is just a small little brush here. This is a Makeup Geek shadow, Beaches and Cream. I've just been using this very, very lightly. It's not too light, but with this, I mean, it was just in this palette is what started that, but it gives a kind of a nice highlight that's not too shimmery. It's just a little bit kind of matte actually, but it's not too light either. It's kind of nice. I don't know. I've been grabbing for that because it's there, but I really do like it. If I feel like adding a little bit more color, a MAC 217, and I go into this, oh, I don't think I can lift this up. This is one of those MAC, what were they called? They were like Pro, oh no, what is it called? Pro Longwear. That's what it was. I like to get the flatter side. Just touch that to the outer corner. It was those Pro Longwears, and it's like the brownish tone one. The darker brown, like, but not too dark. It has a little bit of a sheen to it. It's really quite pretty. And then I go back in with that same hourglass brush that I was using and just blend it out. I don't want this to be like real dimension. I just want it to have like a shadow is probably the best way to explain that. And it's just been looking good. I've been liking it. I've been taking a Sephora Pro 18 and I go in with a little bit of that Baroque, and I mix in a little bit of that MAC Pro color. Oh, you know what? I haven't been doing that right now. I'm going to wipe that off and I'll come back to that because I'll tell you how I've been doing that. So I have been using the Laura Mercier Pan Liner. They're called like the Tight Line, I think is what they're called. And the, where'd it go? Sephora Pro 25. Just a flat liner brush, and this is so old. It's almost at the end, but it still works, so there's no issues. This is from Sally Beauty Supply, and I just fill it with water. I've tried all those tight lining mediums, mixing mediums, and all that stuff. This still works best. And I just wet it and then rub it through here and get that brush a little bit wet. That's not wet enough. I don't like it super wet, but I don't want it super dry. Now it's too wet. That's kind of funny. If it gets too wet, I just kind of work my way up into the sides to kind of dry it off a little bit. And I just go back and forth. And then I go up and I just touch this to the tight line. For a while there, I was just using shadows and things, but I got back into using this. I don't know. I've been enjoying it again. And give it a second. You're going to blink a couple times and you'll see it transfer down here sometimes. Sometimes if I don't blink as much or it isn't as wet, it works. It doesn't transfer as much. It works so it's drier. Just kind of depends. There's no rhyme or reason with this, but I like the overall result and it stays really well. There we go. Got it. Wipe that off. I always wipe this brush off because if I don't and I stick it back in my brush roll, it kind of, I feel like, not transfers, but it leaves kind of a film in there and it touches the other brushes and I don't like that. So next thing I have been doing, oh, you know what I forgot to do? Smith's Strawberry Lip Balm. I've been putting this on my lips while I'm getting ready because it is that time of year. My lips are so dry. Crazy. Oops, just dropped something. Surratt Lash Curler. This one is by far a favorite for the year. I cannot believe the difference an eyelash curler makes. Like, I never would have thought that. And this is just amazing. I love it. So there's that. I've been using the Lancome Hypnose Drama. Switching it up a little bit. I haven't felt like every day using the fiber one. As much as I love it, it kind of, I feel like, builds up on your lashes, and every once in a while I feel like your lashes just need a break from that. It was like getting heavy on my lashes is the easiest way to explain it. And I kind of just keep moving this brush around. This brush is pretty cool. It kind of gets to all those lashes and gets in good, but if you roll it around a little bit, and this formula gets better the longer you have these tubes. In the beginning, you will probably hate it. I always do. I'm always like, why did I buy that? And then I use it for a little bit, and I love it again every time. All right, same thing on the other side. Sometimes I'll put a liner on my lash line, sometimes I don't. A lot of times right now I haven't been. I just pump this a couple times and I hold it for a couple seconds. There's no real rhyme or reason for it. Just kind of whatever. Same thing on the other side. So let's see here. Yes, so I've been loving, oh, I just got an eyelash on there. I saw it come off. Don't you hate that? Because then you don't want it to get on your lashes again. I have been loving the Obagi. I bought it through Brianna Stanko, who has a YouTube channel here. And she can answer all kinds of questions about skincare. But it is just, it has transformed my skin. Like, I always thought that whatever I was using was great. And I'll probably say that about this at some point. But, like, wow doesn't begin to explain it. Like, it's just so amazing. So let's see here. On to the next thing that I have been doing is bronzer. And I kind of switched that up a little bit this month again too. Tom Ford bronzer brush. I've been using a bronzer that is so old. It's crazy. Laura Geller Bronze and Brighten. This is like the oldest packaging ever. Sorry, I have to flip my mirror. And I just put it, because I haven't wanted a real precise bronzer, but I just want a nice warm, kind of to help my face match my neck. And I do just kind of touch this down on my chin and a little bit into my neck just to make sure it all blends correctly. And it matches, right? You know, you just want to warm it up a little bit. Do a little bit on my ears, you know, whatever. So then on to concealer. I have been using the Urban Decay Naked Concealer. Someone said in my review recently, it smells chemically. It does. Wow, it smells like paint, they said, and it really does. That's kind of creepy. So I've just been tapping that on under my eyes. I use my ring finger and just kind of blend that out. And the only reason I didn't go in on my waterline, I'll show you in a second, and clean up that black liner is because I'm actually going to put some shadow down there and smudge it out a little bit. Now, I didn't do that before the concealer because I want it to look smudgy. Excuse me, gosh. Not particularly a fan of most of the brushes by him, but I love this Wayne Goss No. 2 brush. Like, I absolutely love this. Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. Brianna Stanko reminded me of this. She was talking about it in a video recently, and I was like, oh, I have that, and I love that. I just take it, tap it under the eyes. Same thing on the other side. Anything that's left, I kind of try and bring up and set that T-zone a little bit that didn't have bronzer on it as much. And a little bit down under the cheekbones because I'm going to use some powder up through here. Like, there's hardly anything on here, but I just like that little bit just to show a difference. And set it. That's the key thing. All right, so Sephora Pro 18. Now I have been going into that Baroque and that MAC shadow, and I just kind of mix them with these two with this brush. Go right on that lower lash line, and I bring it all the way in when I want it to be more smudgy. Oh, I just poked myself in the eye. I am horrible about that. Like, you can see my eye starting to tear. God, I'm bad with that. Same thing on this side. Now, as you know, I am not a mascara on the lower lash line kind of girl. Now, I do bring this up onto that outer corner. Just kind of, you know, keep it all together and keep it all blended. Wipe that off. I then take, I don't like them either, Sigma Pencil E30 brush. This is a really tight pencil brush. And then I just look up and I smudge this. And this is clean, no shadow on it, no product on it. And I just kind of smudge it in. Wipe it off, do the same thing on the other side. And I kind of touch up into that waterline, so it kind of cleans up that black and it kind of brings it into the rest of it, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm saying that a lot. IT Cosmetics 227 brush with the NARS Madly blush. It doesn't look like much. Trust me though, it looks good on. And it's for those days where you don't want a really pronounced blush. You just want a little bit of color to bring everything together. It works well with the eyeshadow colors. It just works. Been enjoying it a lot. Then I have been taking the Sephora Pro 54 brush. It is the thinner of the two. Laura Mercier, all right, let's see here. Matte Radiance Baked Powder Highlight 01. By far the only highlighter I like use and love. I take the brush, I'm going to show you guys this because I feel like I don't always show this part. I just literally go like that, tap it off, and then I just place it right here. I don't go up far. I don't bring it all over the place. I sometimes add a little bit there. Do the same thing. I don't want a lot of highlight. I am not a big highlight person because I am combination oily skin tone. Skin tone, skin type, skin type. Oh, my brain. All right, next thing, Marc Jacobs lip liner in Primrose. Keep in mind I did put a little bit of that strawberry lip balm on. I just kind of wiped that in a little bit. I've been really enjoying this and liking the look it gives. It's hard to talk while you do this. All right, then I take my finger because I already have that soft space on the center, and I just kind of blur that line. I mean, it just looks great. I love it. And then I have been using, where is it? Found it. Sephora, I will have to put the number or color of this down below. It's called their cream lip stain, but like, I don't even know. I can't even read that. And then just putting it very lightly. You do not need much of this. On the bottom. Then I bring it onto the top, and then I just kind of touch it right up to the Cupid's bow. It'll dry out a little bit. You can add a gloss over it. You can add anything. Oh, two other things. I went back to using my Scandinavia Bridal makeup spray. Instead of like adding more powder, I've been doing this. Letting it dry a little bit. I go back in with the eyelash curler when I don't have that extra eyeliner on. I like to just do this. I thought it was, you can see the difference between those two. I thought it was the mascara I was using that was causing it to not stick. It's the eyelash curler. Like, it doesn't stick at all. It's amazing. So that is everything. That is it. Every once in a while I might add a little bit of, I need to brush my hair out. Okay, puppy. I'll have to show, I'll go show him for the beginning of this. I need to brush my hair out, but the puppy is doing awesome. He's such a good puppy. I don't know if it's because I don't remember when I had, the last time I had a puppy that I got as a puppy, because I've rescued before, was when I was in college. And I think when you're in college, you just hate waking up at night and like taking them out all the time. You just don't have the, you just don't want to do it. After having a child, like, I'm like, yeah, I don't mind. He is so good. He actually goes to the front door and he sits there and like wants to go out, and he's like a clock. He is so good with MJ. They are like best buds. He is absolutely awesome. We are in love with him. So you've already seen him in the beginning, but I hope you guys enjoyed this face of the month. Oh, what else I'm wearing? I'll have to post the name of this necklace below. I always forget the name of this one. It also on this side has like crystals to it, so you can wear it more dressy. I like it flipped over this way. Sweater from Vince Camuto. It's just a nice black sweater for this time of year. Hair was curled with a New Me. I forget what size this one is. But love that. It's a really awesome curling wand. And then I just brush it out. You'll probably see it in the beginning. Looks way better when it's brushed out. It's just like a really, really soft, it looks like a soft big curl. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching as always, and have a great day. Bye.